Hey everybody, in this video I'm washing over 24 apartments in this complex in here today. Well, they're individual townhomes. We've got issues all over the place with access to the backyards, the neighbors fighting each other, the HOA. I've even got a house full of chickens. We're going to get to all of it. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to Soft Wash Evolution. This is what I mean when I say sometimes you have to fire your customers. I'm doing this job in here for an HOA. These are apartments, townhomes, individually owned ones. And I've been working on, this is my second day. I was in here yesterday, I did 13 or 14 of them. I think I have probably 8 more to go. It was all set up through the HOA. I gave them a specific price on all these units. They're all roughly the same size. There's end units and middle units. Some of these buildings are 2, some are 3, some are 4. They're all roughly the same size, but it has been, let's just say, a nightmare. I'm gonna show you some of the access issues like you'll see right behind me right here. I've got more going on out front. There's fences in between the backyards of each one of these things. Sometimes the fences go to all the way to the property line, like the one behind me you see here, and then there's actually a mobile home park behind that, which is private property I can't access. The neighbors all seem to be enemies with one another, so they won't let me go through one yard to get to another. Not all the townhomes signed up, so sometimes I have to wash a middle unit without washing the end unit. Don't get water on my house, don't get soap on my house. I hate my neighbor. You're not using my gate to get to their backyard, go through somewhere else. So I'm having to, jump fences from the trailer park. Sometimes they work, like this one behind me right here where the fence doesn't go all the way and I can actually run through there. But then I've got other things going on. If you can hear the lawnmower, I'm gonna walk out there. The lawn care guys which are contractors from the HOA also, they're cutting the grass across my hoses that I have run, so I've had to stop them a couple times. Jobs like this happen. Sometimes these are just normal issues you have to fight through, but sometimes it's just not worth it. Stay tuned, I'll bring you some more. So there you can see my hoses set up. I'll zoom out here. They're mowing the lawn. They've tried to run across these things a couple times. There's a couple different guys mowing, so I can't seem to get a hold of the same guy. Put my cones out, they don't seem to care. Another problem is, if you see all the cars in the driveways here, it's retired age people. You could tell by the model of the cars and the fact that they're still in the driveways in the middle of the day. They're home. Some people have nothing to do but stand around and complain. They've complained about where I've parked. They don't like it that I'm in the road, but as you can see, they're in their driveway and my truck won't fit in their driveway. They've all got the little knickknacks and stuff in their yards. They didn't take their flowers down. There's windows that have been open. There's been a lot of hose hookups that don't work that I've had to either fix myself, put the WD-40 in the wrench to get their hose off so I can put mine on. And like I said, I'm not washing every unit. So sometimes I'm washing this one and not this one, and then this one and not this one, vice versa. I've had some of them come out and say, don't use my water to wash my neighbors. I want you disconnecting the hose every time you move to another house. I've had it all. So when I quoted all this property, I had 1 or 2 customers in here. One of them happened to be the president of the HOA. She said we had someone wash in here before. It was too expensive. Wondered if you'd put in a bid. Right then, that should have been my red flag. But I put in a bid. They hired me. I had in my terms of service, every single thing was lined up. Every window's got to be shut. Every door's got to be shut. All plants, decorative items, furniture, everything needs to be moved, not just so it doesn't get wet, but for my own access. Flags got to come down. Anything that, the water source has to be available. I need access to the backyard through a gate or through somewhere. All of it was lined up. Rarely any of it was adhered to. So I got a couple options. You can either not do it and try to fight them when it comes time to get paid, or you can just solve all the problems. So I'm on my second day now just solving. I'm going to show you a couple more that you have to do to get through fences and gates and things like that when I go do more of these. Like I said, this is the one I'm doing right now, right here, this end unit. It's the only one in this building I've got. So this one shouldn't be too bad, but I'll try to get away from the lawnmower guy, but he seems to be following me, so stay tuned. So here we are, another access issue at another townhouse. You'll still hear him, the grass cutter guy is following me. He asked me about a job already when I did stop him and told him not to run over my hoses. But my customer is this townhouse beside me here. I have a middle unit, another one of these issues. So I knock on the door to the end unit right here, said, introduced myself, said, I'm washing your neighbor's house. Your whole yard is fenced in. Would it be okay if I went through your gate, through your backyard to wash the back of their house? She was kind of confused and said, yeah, you can, but there's chickens in my backyard. Just don't let them out. So we're gonna go see what's going on with the chickens. Don't know if anybody's back here, so I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. Holy Jesus. Let me see if I can flip the camera around. Oh, I can't because I'm recording with the phone. Yeah. This is what I mean when I say access issues. I gotta pull the hose through all this. And this isn't even my customer. I have to go through this to get to my customer. What is that? Scenario. There's a jungle here, and that is where I need to wash. Just that section. I literally need to wash from that air conditioning unit that you see over there, that pipe, all the way to here. That's the back of my customer's house. So I have to fight through all of that you just saw just to wash one. Guess I'm gonna go do it. So here, I'm done with the back of that house, trying to pull my hoses back to the front here. About a 20-minute ordeal getting the hose through and back for 4 seconds of washing. But I found the chickens. That's the house. That's a dryer vent right there. The garage is in the very front. So I don't know where the garage ends and the house starts. But that's the chicken coop. The hole going inside. So the chickens are living in there. Talk about free range. I'm gonna have to put the camera down to wind this hose back up and wash the front. So just some more issues. Let's see if we can encounter something better than chickens in the house. So I'm going to finish up this video right here, talk to you about everything that happened here on this job. I'm in kind of this backyard here, an easy one, an end unit. So I'll rinse this place off and just talk to you. When you get these multi-dwelling units, like I said, I've worked in this one before, just doing an individual customer or two, and one of them happened to be the HOA president. So I know in here they force the residents to get their houses washed. I don't know what the interval is. Maybe it's once every 5 years, maybe it's once every 3. I'm not really sure. So I knew all the customers I was going to get on this one were going to be the people who don't reach out on their own and have their homes washed. They're going to be the dirtiest ones who are only doing it because they're forced to. My customer is the HOA in this situation. I had that in the contract spelled out very clearly. The individual homes here, these customers are not paying me. They already paid the HOA. Whether it was through fees or they had to write them a check, I don't know. I don't get into that. I just know that the price I set out for each home, I actually had it spelled out in my contract, little tip here. However many homes signed up, so I had it, if it's 1 to 5, it's going to be this price. If it's 6 to 15, it's this price. If it's 16 through 25, it's this price. The price kept going down by, not a lot, $5, $10 here and there. It just made it more of an incentive to get more of their residents to sign up. More is better. So I ended up, I don't know what the final tally was, but I've got enough to make it worth it. It's still going to be a profit, even with all the issues I had to go through. I was prepared for all of them. The only one is going to be one homeowner, I knocked on the door, said, I'm here to wash the house. This was yesterday. She said, no, I don't want you to do it right now. I'm not ready. Well, you have to be. It was in the terms of service, which I had in an email. I also had printed copies, which is good to do when you're dealing with retired age people. They don't want to look at an email on your phone. Have a printed copy right out. It said right in there, all windows and doors shut, remove all their stuff you don't want wet, anything that creates an access issue, gates need to be unlocked, access to the whole property, all that stuff is spelled out. She wanted me to come back later. I said, unfortunately I'm here right now, this is the time I have. But I didn't want to argue with her. I said, I'll come back tomorrow then, because I knew I still had some to do. Well, today she still gave me the same runaround. She said she's not ready. Unfortunately, she has to be, because today's the last day I'm here. I'm wrapping up the last few. I've only got one more after this, actually. So I just told her, the problem was is she had some plants she wanted moved in the back of the house next to her little patio, and someone was supposed to move it for her. She didn't think she could do it. She was basically giving me the line if she wanted me to move it for her. I'm not going to. I washed the front, I washed the side. She didn't want the back done. She didn't get the back done. It's still getting billed fully. The house is still checked off the list. I washed it the best I could. She wouldn't give me access to the back side. That's it. So she can deal with the HOA on that. I'm not dealing with her. You've got to make sure you have that clearly outlined in your contract or your terms of service, whatever you do. Don't just jump in here and say, great, I got 20 customers, let's go. It's going to be 20 problems. Said it's not, the end of the world in here. I solved everything. Access issues with the water, just plan ahead. Have the truck or the trailer, your rig, whatever you've got on the right side of the road. Lay the hoses out before you get started. Remember that chicken yard I had there? Get the hose set up, wash what you need to wash, get out of there. You can see like this yard here, this vinyl fence. This is also another thing I set up. The house is what's included in the wash. If they wanted to add on fences, like these panels here, this is just dirt from the splashing up, but they could add on fence panels, they could add gutter cleaning, they could add roof washing, they could add these little decks that are on the back. Some of them have patios, concrete, some of them have these little wood decks, nothing much, but they could add any of that stuff on extra individually. None of them added a single thing. Not one fence panel, not one deck, not one patio. So you could tell these are the people that were forced to get their houses washed. They're not spending a dime more than they have to. I don't blame them, but know their situation. But that was kind of another red flag when I knew it was the people who weren't going to spend any more money. But I'm still making a profit in here. No issues that I couldn't get through. The fences too. When I was telling you have to jump fences every now and then, like I said, you could bring a A-frame ladder and get over those fences, and then you have to jump back the other way. Be careful on fences. Vinyl fences I would never try to hop over. They're 5.5 feet tall. Some of them are 6. I don't know how athletic you are when you're pulling a hose. Getting over it's not a problem. Getting back is, and those fences are not that strong. You'll break them. The wood ones, sometimes they're tough enough, sometimes they're not. I had to hop one yesterday. It was a wood fence. It was a newer one that had the cross bracing on it, so I knew it could hold me. Well, I was hoping it would hold me. And I got over it. Down the other side. Just because I didn't want to deal with the homeowner in between. Some things you have to do. But reach out to these things. HOAs are good and bad all at the same time, but they can be your friend. If you're just starting out, it'd be a good thing to do. Get the HOAs, especially ones with older people like this. They love to chat. You can make a whole day of it, probably add on more as you go. If you do a good job, one neighbor likes you. I gotta switch my nozzle here, one-handed. If one neighbor likes you, they can pass your information along. So I'm going to finish rinsing up this townhouse after I switch my nozzle over to the narrow one, get that lower level. Got one more to do, and it's the HOA president. She's directly across right there with that other white vinyl fence, and she has the check for me. So, like I said, all these customers are not paying me individually. She's paying me at the end through them, so they are my customer. So that's it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Get more videos coming out soon. Thanks.